What's up, it's me again, recording early in the morning as usual, reminding everybody who owns a car to buy a dash cam, because I saw a video on Moist Critical's channel that I really wanted to talk about. Basically, there's a guy who almost got his life ruined because everyone tried to tell a lie about a situation that happened, but he had a dash cam to prove he was innocent. I don't think people went as hard on this situation as they could have, but I really want to, because this is not just a story about someone getting lied about, it's a story of a horrible parent trying to cover up for their horrible deeds. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Hit that subscribe button. It's free.
A child running out on the road in front of a moving car. Thankfully, this little girl is okay because the driver was paying attention.
A 6-year-old girl sent flying. It's a miracle she isn't seriously hurt, even killed.
So I chose to cut out the point of impact for obvious reasons, but as you can see, we have the father coming out right here, and he chooses to hit the hood of the car before doing literally anything else. Your daughter was just hit by a car, and you choose to hit the hood of the car instead of actually help her. I don't know who's going to tell you this, but if you're going to be angry at anybody for this situation, be angry with yourself. This is just something that can realistically happen when you choose to not watch your kids. Parental supervision is extremely important. Never let your kid wander off into the street, because when you let your kid wander off, dangerous things like this can happen to them.
I wish I could have done better.
I think you did very well to stop as quickly as you did.
Yes, I tried to.
IT engineer Mohammed Danish was behind the wheel.
He was hit like head on.
3 weeks ago, Mohammed turned down this narrow street in Brunswick East in Melbourne when suddenly the little girl darted out in front of him. Mohammed's fast reflexes saved her life. The girl's dad had his back to the road before realising what had happened.
She's alright, she's alright.
Neighbours hear the commotion and rush outside.
How fast do you want to be going? 40, I was 40. I'm calling the ambulance.
Mohammed says some of the residents who came out turned on him.
Then they were like, you are going on 80, you must have been drunk or something, and you must have been distracted by something. How can you hit a girl?
What's even funnier is nobody actually witnessed this accident besides the father, and they already came to their own conclusion about what happened. Not one of those neighbors decided to hold the father accountable for being a terrible parent. You're asking, how could you hit a little girl? How could the father let his little girl get hit? Why did this father never teach his child to not run into the middle of a street? They're all just treating him like he was driving like Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, when the reality of this whole situation is it could have been avoided had the father just been watching his child. Not to mention, the driver stopped the best he could, and let's be real, most drivers in this situation would not be able to react that quick.
He says one neighbour who didn't even witness the accident told police what happened.
He was giving the statement that I was going so fast.
But he never saw you.
He never saw me, no.
Can we all just take a moment to agree that that neighbor deserves to be charged criminally for giving a false police statement and lying to the police? You should not just be able to make up any claim you want against somebody and get away with it. Officer, let me tell you what really happened. No, I was not there, but I know what happened. Obviously, I'm just the neighbor. You gotta trust me. This man just came speeding down the street like it was fucking Mario Kart. He decided to pull out his fucking blue shell because this girl was in first place and just hit her with it. Obviously, this man wasn't paying attention to the road. That's why he was going about like 100 billion miles. The first problem I have with that is if this man was even going remotely at 80 miles per hour, that girl would not even be alive. I don't believe the car would be able to brake in time if it was going 80 miles per hour.
Mohammed doesn't want to think about what could have been if he didn't have dashcam footage to prove his innocence.
This video evidence really saved my life, because if the police listened to the statements, and I could have been charged guilty.
Thankfully, the little girl was okay, taken to hospital for a checkup.
I heard a loud scream, and what I now know is the father pounding on the bonnet.
Lara Craven lives next door. She wasn't there when the accident happened, but has 2 kids and says she's been lobbying council to make the street safer.
Got a lot of families on the street, children, getting in and out of cars. It's dangerous. I think we should first and foremost have speed bumps.
Transport-related incidents are one of the leading causes of death and injury for children in Australia.
General Manager of KidSafe Victoria, Jason Chambers.
Supervision is a really important key to keeping children safe around roads, car parks and driveways as well. And for kids under 5, that means an adult holding their hands at all times when they're around these areas.
I could not agree with him more on a statement like that. If your kid is not smart enough to not know you shouldn't run into the middle of the street, you should be holding their hand. That is something worldwide known as parental supervision. Supervising your child is an extremely important thing that I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about doing. It's something I've been noticing in my day-to-day life that a lot of young children are just doing whatever they want to, and their parents are just getting mad when they end up inevitably doing something really bad. But I think realistically, the solution to a lot of the things that kids do is just to talk to them and to supervise them.
It was very hard for me for 3 days. Couldn't do anything. It kept replaying in my mind everything.
Weeks on, Mohammed says he's still shaken up and still concerned for the little girl.
I'm sorry for that girl, and I'm sorry for her father as well, how he reacted and everything. But I think it was his natural reaction. Even police told me it's not my fault. I was thinking maybe I could have done anything better to not hurt that girl. But yeah, the people's messages and comments, they were the thing, they really supported me.
Honestly, Muhammad sounds like a really upstanding citizen. His reaction to this whole situation kind of just speaks to the volume of his character. Saying that he wasn't able to do anything for 3 days after the accident really just speaks volumes to me, that he really did think he could do something better, but in my personal opinion, there was nothing he could have done better. He did the best he could with everything that happened in this situation. The only thing that could have been done better is on the father's part. I think that a lot of this accident falls on the father, and that hopefully going forward that the father will actually supervise his children a little bit better, and if possible, have a sit-down conversation with his daughter about road safety. But that's just my suggestion, and you can comment down below what you think about it. I do hope Muhammad is doing a lot better than he was previously, and I severely hope that the neighbors and the father apologize to Muhammad for their actions in this situation, because lying on an innocent man to cover up your shitty parenting is just abysmal in my opinion. But anyway, that's all from me. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as it really helps me out, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, and drive safe.